what is a machine learning. Okay, from basic onwards. So yesterday we started with the machine learning model, how it is going to be given and a training and everything. Okay, just we go with another definition of an machine learning in the easiest way. Machine learning is an approach. Okay, approach to train mathematical models. Okay, in a simple way. Here, if you observe very clearly, models represent what is mean by in-depth of and models. Okay, models similarly look like logics which we have built in other languages, or else something like programs. Okay, similar to, not 100%, I'm saying similar to logic, programs, algorithms in this way similar. And if you observe, as per in the ML, models are pre-designed. Designed directly. You need to utilize the models for our working environment. Now if we go in depth of this particular thing, if we observe, the capable the capable the capable of AI, artificial intelligence systems, the capable of AI systems to learn by extracting new patterns, new patterns, by extracting new patterns from data is known as ML. This is a huge, very big definition. What we are saying, the capable of AI systems, the capable of AI systems to learn by extracting new patterns. Extracting, this is the very important thing we need to know. Okay, new patterns from the data is known as an ML, machine learning. Here, what we are doing here in general, simple example, whenever we are generating some revenue, basics from means basic knowledges, we are generating the some kind of a revenue. But if you observe, these particular generating revenue will be up to some extent. It will be up to some extent. But once we go for the saturation point means maximum point. Okay, whenever we go for the saturation point, at that time we require any new business techniques. Okay, new business techniques. Okay, if we based upon the new business techniques only, we can attract the customers to generate any huge revenue. These new kind of techniques which we are calling as any, this is called a new patterns in all kind of sectors, not only in a particular sector. We are not discussing about a particular sector. In each and every sector, means automobile industry, or else educational industry, healthcare, mainly telecom industry. If we go on behind logistic, e-commerce, everything, these are the different kinds of an sector. Everywhere if you observe, recently in Apollo, they have introduced an AI based chatbot. Okay, AI based chatbot. It's completely going to means that before entering into hospital, before entering into an clinic services or hospital, in Jubilee Hills Apollo, they have introduced AI based chatbot. It is going to take your basic credentials or criteria, your height, weight, and basic symptoms of why did you came, means why you approach to hospital. These are the basic things. Means it will directly guide to Apollo is in a very big hospital. Okay, very big hospital, and they have multiple departments where maybe some people get confused. But this AI chatbot will interact without any human interfaces. It will interact, and it will take the data, and it will guide you in a right path to particular concerned person, and later on it is going to be saved for you. Means that particular data will be saved for you, and the next time it will start maintaining the record. Already they are maintaining the record, but now it will be an a totally effective. Means they are going to pop up by using a WhatsApp message or a normal message about your appointment, next appointment, or for daily food habits, whatever the things. Okay, these kind of chatbots are helping in very highly in all the industries. Okay, now if we go in depth of this particular thing, how AI and machine learning and deep learning are mostly related. Okay, mostly related. We need to know here. Whenever we come to an machine learning, whenever we come to an machine learning, in machine learning, models are pre-designed. Okay, designed. Okay. Now, next, if we come to here, deep learning models need to be builded, need to be builded. Okay, based on our requirement, models need to be builded. Now observe careful, AI or AI also is going to be called a reinforcement learning. Okay, now these particular reinforcement learning will take an actions and give rewards for ML by DL. Observe observe careful here. What is this rewards and action? What is this particular rewards and action? This is the most important terminology we need to know here. These particular rewards and action is or nothing but, if you observe very clear cutly, feedback for model feedback for model. It may be any kind of a feedback, positive feedback or negative feedback. Based on this particular feedback, model starts learning on its own. Okay, means what here it is doing here, it is taking a feedback and rewards from the existing model, how it is working. Based on that one, it may be positive or negative. It is increasing its accuracy. Means let us consider, observe careful accuracy. First time when you started working 87%, next you're getting any 86%, and the next you're getting 85% and 85%, and suddenly you got an 70%. Here the model will start, you have grace point at an 85%. Less than 85%, you need to send an a reward to an mission where it it will start regaining the knowledge. It will start regaining the particular knowledge. Okay, it will start regaining the knowledge. This is called as a rewards of an AI. These particular rewards are actions where we are going to be applied for the machine learning models as well as a deep learning models. If you observe what are the deep learning models in the market currently, means the best example, Alexa and our Google assistants. Okay, very flexibly, it is going to be communicate with all kinds of people. Okay, now we go step by step into these particular three categories of machine learning, deep learning, and AI. Okay, now let us take a few description about what are the features we can get by using machine learning. Okay, we can call it as features of ML. Okay, what are the features we are going to get it here? If you observe, first thing, detect patterns. Okay, in a data set and adjust the program accordingly, or generate one second generate revenue generate any revenue. Whatever we are working, it is a first thing to generate a revenue. Okay, now as per right now, with the basic terminology or basic ideology, we have started with working with in our business. But By using machine learning, what happens here means the new terminologies or new features or new patterns we are going to be identified for our existing business, for our existing business. And the next thing, if we go on behind, if you observe the next features, it will focus on the development of an computer programming, means in the ML next features. And if you observe, it will find hidden features by using iterations of data. If you observe very clear cutting, using data multiple times and it will identify the hidden features. What is a hidden feature in general? If you observe, what is mean by a hidden feature? Try to understand. The features are nothing but the patterns itself. Recommendation engine, recommendation recommendation engine. What is mean by recommendation engine? It is an suggested for customers, okay, which will suggest for you for the customers. Okay, this is called as a recommendation. Now the simple recommendation engine, try to understand bread. It, whenever we purchase bread, it will suggest as jam, charcoal spread, like this. Okay, this is any regular. Whenever purchase a shoe, it will recommend me the socks and also and a polish, shoe polish, something like this. Okay, and whenever you purchase a burger, it will suggest you an fries and also coke, like this. Okay, this is an in general recommendation system, how it is working. But whenever we go on adding the columns, whenever we are go on adding the columns to our recommendation engine, something like public holidays, public holidays, okay, and annual calendar. Annual public holidays are different from annual calendar. And also okay, first let us consider up to here public holidays. There is an further in the recommendation engine, we are newly adding the public holidays and annual calendar. Now what happened here, already you have an 25 columns in your recommendation engine, plus I'm adding an two particular columns. These particular two columns like public holidays and annual calendar, it will start searching in your past 10 years data. Sorry, in past 10 years data, how these public holidays and annual calendar sales represented, how the sales represented. Now observe careful here, the machine started identifying something in the public holidays and by using an annual calendar. What the machine has identified, observe careful. On the Halloween day, there are out of stock of any chocolates, or something like on that particular day, the related stuff to an Halloween day products are out of stock from past 2 years. From past 2 years, they are maintaining the out of stock. And then now observe here, in we are saying the past 2 years we don't have an out of stock, but first year whatever they have maintained, the first year there was an out of stock, means the last past 2 years, recent 2 years, first year they have out of stock. So second year they have increased 30%, 30% of an productivity, and they maintained hugely, but still they have got an out of stock on the last year also. Then what about here, how it is planning here? We need to increase an 50% for this particular holiday. Okay, and there is a Good Friday. Let us consider a Good Friday. Okay, on the Good Friday, the chocolates or something, the related stuff to another particular festival, related stuff as in a chocolates or Easter eggs. Easter eggs or something. These are an out of stock. Let us consider. Okay, these kind of things they are getting an these type of patterns they are identifying. And then again, next thing we have added an calendar. Okay, we have added calendar to the columns. Now in the calendar, it has started identifying long weekend, long weekend. If you observe long weekend, how it is going to be help you. If you observe, let us consider we got an Boxing Day and Christmas, and so from 24th, let us consider 23rd is an okay, 25th, sorry, 25th is Thursday, Thursday. Okay, and you can imagine from 22nd onwards to till Monday, like from Monday till Monday, there will be any holidays. Okay, there will be any holidays. Means almost you're getting any 7 days. Okay, and there will be any bank holidays. Okay, bank holidays. They have bank holidays. They got on a Monday and Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday. Let us consider it is also an a 4 days, 5 days, almost a 4 to 5 days long weekend. These type of weekend stuffing also identified and they started maintaining means it will recommend you to maintain from past 10 years of data on the long weekends and bank holidays and Christmas holidays. If it is a long weekend, then how much stock you need to maintain, and it will calculate from past 10 years what are the sales, how much they are increasing every year, these things. Okay, these are all the new patterns of the business revenue it is going to be. And the next thing, we are adding one more particular column which is called census of town. Let us consider these particular whatever the store or hypermarket which is very near to any one particular town, or let us consider there are nearby 3 towns, and I'm adding past 10 years 3 towns census to this particular column. Every year there is an increment of an first 5 years increment of an 5% of an census. Last 5 years there is an 15% of an increment of census. Based on the census also, you need to maintain the stock for the public holidays and general holidays, everything. Everything. These are the new kind of patterns the machine is going to be identified. Not only this one. Again, next census you have added, no. Next you are starting added a weather report. Okay, weather report to your columns. Okay, data columns, weather report you are adding. This particular weather report also one of the crucial particular data column where you are adding to and your existing column from the all your past data, including with the weather report, it will start working. You're getting any new kind of patterns to increase the sales, to increase the sale. Whenever there is an out of stock, then it is an useless of an store manager or something, because they need to maintain these type of an recommendation will help us to increase not only this particularly this particular stuff, not only this particular industry. If even if you go for an health industry, or else automobile industry, and insurance sector, insurance sector. In all the aspects, there are multiple ways to generate a revenue, to generate it, to increase the revenue. But this particular increasing the revenue, manual calculation won't possible. Means manual calculation, it's a very pretty difficult. Maybe they can calculate. There are superhumans who mathematically they are very good, but manual calculations very difficult to predict. But here, by using an emission prediction, we can We can here also we are saying it is not an 100% prediction. Prediction, okay, means assumption. Predictions we can call as an assumption. There are chances. Chances, okay. Whenever we call these particular chances also, whenever it is declared the 85%, whenever it is declared the 85%, there is an a damn sure of getting that particular work, okay. How do you feel up to here? Is that okay? Do you understand anything, the basic thing about an anything? Did you get it from here? Okay, that's good. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Now let us go in depth of this particular pattern. Already we have seen what is the means just in generally how the model looks like and like this particular pattern and data. Now come to working environment of an a traditional programming. Traditional programming. In the traditional programming, if you observe, what we are going to do here means observe. This is our data, okay, and this is our logic, okay. This is our data, this is our logic where we are sending to a particular system, okay, particular system. And what we are expecting here, we are expecting some output. We are expecting the output. If you observe, data means in this particular data we have only input, okay, input. And the next if you observe our logic, okay, and this is your system or server or whatever the thing, okay. And then now what you're getting here, output, okay, you're expecting out. This is called as a traditional way of an programming, okay, traditional way of an programming. You're getting something. But whenever you come to any machine learning uh, machine learning process, machine learning pattern or process, what we are going to do here means, observe careful. Here we are sending in a data set. Okay, we are sending in a data set. Whenever we call it as a data set, we are sending an input and output. Okay, don't neglect here. We are sending data set where we are calling input, okay, and this one I'm taking and output, means here we are sending input plus output for the model, particular model we are sending, okay. Now what we are expecting here, what we are expecting the output, new kind of patterns we are expecting from the this particular model. Observe careful here. This is a model where we are, means your system or model of a system, okay, model of system where it is working, and you're getting any new patterns, or sometimes you can expect the models also, sometimes you can expect the models also. This is the way what we are working in our machine learning process. In our machine learning process, in a traditional programming process, this is input you are sending and the logic you are sending. Data means specifically I have mentioned input, and here you are sending an input and output also. Now the universal terminology of these particular things we need to know here. What is the universal terminology means? Input, okay, input equal to, what is the input, is the X or Y? Input is going to be considered as X or Y. I'm expecting answers from everyone. Good, good, excellent. Okay, that's fine. Okay, input is an X variable. Okay, X variable. It is an independent or dependent. X is an independent or a dependent. Okay, thank you. Independent. Okay, independent. We are going to be consider it as an independent, and output equal to y variable, where we are going to be call it as an dependent of x. Okay, this is a universal of data science terminology, universal terminology of an data science. Now if we observe some techniques, what are the technique we are going to be worked in this particular basics of an machine learning means observe decision making. We are going to, we can take in the logic or the terminology or the advantage of an machine learning. The first one, we are going to work for the decision making and visualization. And the next, if you observe, what is a trend analysis we can identify. Okay, and clustering the data. What is mean by clustering? We are going to be discuss clustering the data, categorizing data into clustering and category looks like an a similar, and classification of data, these all things we are going to be worked in the uh, machine learning techniques. Now if you observe, what are the applications we are going to, where these machine learning applications, observe careful, machine learning, where we are going to be applied. Okay, where we are going to be applied, observe careful, image processing, in the image processing, and robotics applications. Okay, and healthcare. Okay, and data mining, and text analysis, and video graphics, or gaming also we can call it gaming. And these were the major sector where machine learning applications are available. Okay, and if we go on behind, we are going to see plenty of the applications very soon. Okay, now in generally in our daily utilization also, the machine learning has been utilized. Where we can say that the machine learning has been utilized, fraud detection, fraud fraud detection. Okay, credit card, or online fraud detection. Okay, recently that's the reason the RBI has been given the norms for an international transaction. They have given an norms. Recently in my family also it has happened. I purchased one iPad mini by using a Citibank card. Okay, Citibank card. The transaction was successful, has been done by using Citibank. What happened within 20 minutes? There was happen other transaction. Okay, by using an same virtual card in USA. Actually, the first transaction at my place, okay, at my place means in Hyderabad it has been happen within 20 minutes. Citibank card within 20 minutes it was happening in USA. Now it is exactly, they have maintained the product also, means in the Apple store only they have got it. Here I did an online transaction. They tried with an virtual. I don't know how the, means actually darknet is using a huge net based data. In the darknet, we can get all the credit card details. Some people, they are doing an unwanted transactions. Means what they will call hackers. Their data is selling by an hackers in the dark nets. Okay, maybe some people they have utilized, and within 20 minutes the bank intelligently what they have worked, the Citibank means they hold it, they hold the transaction, they hold the transaction, and they send the alert message for mail and to mobile, and later on instantly the second transaction also happened. We received a call, we received a call that how you have did it, are you in US, we are getting, and that your card has been swiped. Okay, and my cousin actually, she's my sister. What she said that she's working for HP actually. She was in meeting, and of later on they called multiple times, and the she answered that no, we are in India, just I have purchased the iPad. Now they means they completely cancel that particular credit card. Means how the virtually they are getting an a credit card the details, and they are doing, means how the virtual is possible. This is called identifying the fraud transaction. How the machine knows that the fraud transaction is going to be worked? Based on they are keeping, means the machine learning is helping to identify the person from past 10 years he is moved to any other country or somewhere, based on the data, and from geolocation also, geolocation whether the person is moving from past 20 days where he has moved, means it totally back end it has been integrated. Okay, to identify the fraud detections, that is the one thing. And also the suggestions, text suggestions, text suggestions. If you observe in our mail, we are going to get shortcuts like thanks a lot, something based on your content, based on your content, the replies are automated. Like this way, if we go on, we have plenty of stuffing. Okay, now we go in depth of this particular thing. What we are going to see here means, observe, there are three main types of machine learning, machine learning algorithms exist. What are the particular three types of machine learning algorithms exist means? First one, supervised, supervised learning. Okay, next one, unsupervised learning, unsupervised learning, and the third one, reinforcement learning, reinforcement learning. Okay, these are the three types of machine learning algorithms, whatever the algorithms or models we are utilizing. Okay, let us call the models. Okay, whatever the models we are start working, these particular models are going to be splitted into these three particular categories based on the input data, based on the working performance. The data, the algorithm is going to be qualified whether the supervised or unsupervised or reinforcement learning. Okay, now if we go behind, what is the supervised learning? Okay, what is mean by an supervised learning? Supervised learning is nothing to observe here. We have a labeled data. Okay, let me go ahead with the images. Means I have few images. If we go with that particular thing, we are going to get it lot on that one. Give me a second. Give me a minute. Okay, See here, the types of machine learning, if you observe supervised, task driven, predict what is the next value. Okay. Unsupervised means the easiest way. We go in depth of this particular thing. Okay. Next, unsupervised learning, data driven, identify the clusters. Next, what are the mistakes? Reinforcement, what a reward action, what I said that learn from mistakes. Okay. Now, if you take into an supervised learning, the goal of supervised learning to build a mapping function that takes the input data and predict the output data. Okay, take the means actually the model is going to be learned with both input data and output data, and later on we are testing the data. For testing the data, it is going to be work in this particular pattern. See, observe here, provided labeled input and output train data provides new unlabeled data to test. Unlabeled data to test. If you observe, we are sending the cat's images of different kinds of images to machine. Okay, where these images has a label which is called cats. Okay, now if you observe here, we are sending again three particular images to machine where it is clearly identifying labeled data. These belongs to cats, this belongs to not cats. Okay, not cats. Like this, it is going to be called as. If you observe what are the types of supervised learning is going to be work. Again, supervised learning is going to be splitted into classification and a regression. Okay, there are two types of unsupervised learning depends on their output variables. Very clear cut output variables. What is a classification regression we will see. As per right now, based on the output variables, the data of a supervised learning is going to be split into classification, regression pattern. Okay, and here in the classification, sorting items into categories. Sorting items into categories means something we are splitting the data into dependence, means categorizing the data. Here, identifying the regression means continuous values, where identifying the values which where there will be an integer pattern. Okay, where you're going to get it as an integer pattern. Now, what are the models you are going to see in this particular supervised learning? Linear regression, logistic regression, support vector machine, Navi-based decision tree, LDA we call discriminant analysis. Okay, and if we go, it looks like this. The machine learning supervised model, it looks like this. Non-data observation record, identifying the feature attributes and the response label and sending to a machine learning algorithm, predicting labels, predicted labels, feature attributes, observation records, these all like this in this particular pattern from here. Okay, unknown data, new or unseen data. We are sending to like this in the U shape. You're getting from here as well as you're getting from here also. You can use from here or here. Okay, and it looks like this, something like differently. Supervised learning model considerations, response and features models, performance optimization. If for each and every model we are going to test performance optimization, accuracy test, generalizing. Okay, these three particular things we are going to take for each and every model. It is a supervised or unsupervised or reinforcement. That is called an accuracy test. Accuracy test whether how the model is working, how the model is working. This thing we are going to see here. Okay, and we see about an unsupervised learning and reinforcement learning tomorrow. And first I need to know, I received very less drive link. Padma, you are sending one by one, but not at all. Okay, Padma.